All right, Kurt, we've gone through the outside of the property and determined some of what needs to be done.
Right.
And we're not going to be able to see it all right on the first go around. So the assessment is kind of general. If we find there are other things as we go, then the contractor will be here longer than we're being here right now. So now we're going to go inside.
Gotcha.
In order to get inside, we manage about 1,000 units. Does that mean I should have 1,000 keys? No, I'd be kind of weighted down. So I think that what we would have to do is to get a locksmith.
Yes.
And so we've got a guy, these are quick set locks. And so we have a guy that can change the pins without having to change the hardware.
Nice.
And so that saves the owner money because we're not buying new hardware, we're just changing the pins.
Definitely.
So that's another trade that we have to have.
Definitely.
So we're going to go on the inside of the house now. Well, you can kind of see that the house hasn't been trashed out yet. The tenant that was here before, they kind of left stuff in bags. That was nice of them to put it in bags.
Yeah, right.
So that's a good thing. So we're going to have the house completely trashed out. That would be downstairs, upstairs, the whole bit.
Right on.
We want to try to avoid getting a container because generally speaking, when you're in a neighborhood that has a lot of rehabs going on, other contractors will throw their stuff in your roll-off container. So we have a company that actually goes and they have their own trailers and everything. So that's another trade,
Nice.
is to have a trash out guy.
Gotcha.
So now we can look as we go through here. We've got windows, and these are the older windows. So every one of these windows have to be tested out.
Yes.
And it's got old shades, so these shades are going to have to come off. We'll leave them all on there for right now because we don't want to have open windows. But at the same time, these windows are wood windows, and so they look to be in pretty good shape. So they need to be tested, and this is called glazing. Down here at the bottom, this has over a period of time gone a little bit bad. Yes. So what you have to do here is that you have to reglaze some of this. So now you have a window glazer.
Gotcha.
That's a new trade.
All right.
Okay, so you have to have somebody that can reglaze. And these windows need to be operational.
Right.
And these windows have what are called counterbalances. So there's a weight in here. So when you lift the window, it's kind of on a weight system.
Yes.
So if that is one of these older windows and we've got one that's messed up and we don't want to replace the windows, you have to have somebody that knows how to do that. And so we would maybe have to have somebody from, say, Window World or Penny Windows or someplace like that. So it would be an outside contractor, but that's another person that we would have to be involved with. Somebody that can do windows. All right? So now we're looking at, just the basic part of the house. There's a lot of things in here. This wood floor is in pretty good shape.
It is.
And so the wood floor, we could sand this and restain it. But now you've got a foyer or an entry slab here, and they put that in there probably because they didn't want to get water on the wood floors. We don't know what condition it is underneath there. So it's not a very good look. It's kind of dated. So you have to ask the owner, do you want to leave this? Maybe do a new transition around it. You want to take it up? We got to make a decision on that. So we would ask the owner what they want to do. So then as we walk through the rest of, let's look at flooring. As we walk through, okay, you've got this is that old peel and stick stuff. We need to get rid of that. And this is part of that build on. Now when you walk on this build on, tell me what you feel.
It's working.
It's going downhill.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal because we're not going to change that. But I think that this would be a much more fluid look if we took all of this tile up and we took all of this out, all of that out there, and instead of doing those wood floors, we put down the 100% luxury vinyl flooring.
Okay.
Now, that would be a decision that we'll have to ask the owner what they want to do. But I think one look all the way through the entire house would be very appealing.
Yeah.
Okay? So now we got to have a flooring guy that can lay vinyl flooring.
Gotcha.
So, got a flooring guide. Now we also have the old baseboards. Does it make sense to try to cut in all of that paint and repaint those and use the existing baseboards in here? Got to make a decision on that. It's not bad.
It's not bad, honestly.
It's not bad, so that might be worth keeping.
Yeah.
Okay. And in the living room, they do have a higher baseboard.
They do.
But if we had these little bitty baseboards that you used to see in all the houses, those are not very appealing. And to cut in on those and repaint all of those be labor intensive. It might save you on the material itself, but it's going to be labor intensive.
Indeed.
But if we are going to replace these baseboards and what have you, then what we would have to have is somebody that has some carpentry skills. So now we got a carpenter.
Okay.
If we're going to make some of those types of changes. Interestingly enough, I'm looking at this, and this was done long enough ago that it looks like that whoever put this in, even though it's old and decrepit, they probably knew how to use a coping saw.
Yeah.
And most of contractors today, they just cut 45-degree angles. And if the house is not 45 degrees, it's not perfectly square, then you're not going to have. So understand that is a whole, it probably wouldn't do that on this kind of a house because it's not a high-end property necessarily, but it would be something that, you'd have to make a decision on, okay?
Definitely.
Well, let's look at these kitchen cabinets. Kitchen cabinets are definitely dated.
Yeah.
Could we save them? I don't know. But to take these out and replace all of these cabinets, there's going to be a cost involved in that. Now, there's not very many here. So you've got some upper cabinets here, you've got some lowers, and you've got a really dated countertop. The sink is porcelain or metal with porcelain over it.
Okay.
The backsplash is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually
but if it were me, I would probably take these cabinets out.
yes.
So we would have to have somebody that knows how to set cabinets and how to put that back into place. Now underneath, you've got a garbage disposal.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to keep the garbage disposal? If you do, you got to make sure it is wired incorrectly. You've got wires going all over the place now.
Yeah, it doesn't look too good.
So basically, you're going to have somebody that would know how to get that garbage disposal in there correctly, get all of that wiring out. This is, I'm not sure what that is. It's probably a part of the dishwasher, but,
I think that's what it is.
but it's in there incorrectly. So the dishwasher is ancient, so we need to probably have that dishwasher removed.
Gone.
And we have a new dishwasher.
Yes.
So now I've got dishwasher, stove. This stove is in bad shape. It's missing the microwave. So now you have to find appliances, and how do can I get a contractor that knows how to put a dishwasher in? And this is a stove, and this one has an anti-tip device on it.
Indeed.
So it's not just as simple as pushing a stove in there and calling it a day. You got to make sure that there's an anti-tip device on there, otherwise you won't pass the occupancy inspection.
Indeed.
Also, you've got Gfci protected outlets. The reason for that, any house that's going to go, any place that you're near water, you got to have Gfci protected outlets. Again, this is a basic type of thing, not necessarily an electrician that would have to do it, but you have to have a contractor that knows how to put in a Gfci. And these here are close enough that the inspector may require these to be Gfci protected. Also, you can see here that this is a 3-prong plug.
Yes.
If the house is not completely taken care of, if it's not grounded, if the whole house is not grounded, and they put their tester in there and their light shows up, then these will be illegal because they're not protected. So you can put your hand, you're over here, got some water, you put your hand in the water and then you electrocute.
Yeah.
So this would need to either be GFCI protected, or if it's ungrounded, we need to change these 3-prong plugs back to 2-prong plugs.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to have somebody that knows how to do that.
Gotcha.
All right, so the refrigerator, we're probably going to replace that refrigerator, these cabinets up here, so that's what we're going to do with that. So we've already talked about the flooring,
Yes.
okay? So now we're going to go, and we're going to upgrade this a little bit. These are flat panel doors.
Okay.
Probably want to replace these with 6 panels,
Gotcha.
okay? We're going to run that 100% waterproof vinyl all the way through into the bathroom. Now tell me what you think about that ceramic tile back there.
That look bad, honestly.
No, I know it doesn't look bad, but it does look bad from a different standpoint.
Well, yeah.
From an aesthetic standpoint.
Yeah.
So we could update this in a variety of ways. This is an old metal tub.
Okay.
So what we might do here, and Kurt, your dad, has done this for me already before, is to pull this old metal tub out of here, and we'll put a fiberglass tub back in.
Okay.
We'll take this ceramic tile that's kind of dated. We could do a couple of different things with it. We could reglaze the entire thing.
Okay.
And I have to find out if the glazer can make this one solid color. We also have been using the 100% vinyl flooring on
Yes.
the backsplash. So if we did that, I have to ask the contractor, can you put that on right over top of this without having to replace having to do a tear out here? It looks like that they've already done some work over here. See where they've had to get into this wall before, and they've made a repair. So, you know, that's always an issue with these older houses. If you have a leak behind that wall, it becomes an issue. So we have to decide what we're going to do. That means that we either have to use the flooring guy, which is he's capable of doing all this,
Yes.
or we have to find a glazer that could reglaze. So that's another trade, glazing. And then if we don't go with the glazing and we decide that we want to put new ceramic tile back here, we'd have to find somebody that knows how to do ceramic tile.
Gotcha.
Okay? All right, let's walk into the bedrooms. These bedrooms are pretty straightforward. These fans, we've pretty much gone away from those.
Yeah.
So we might want to use some updated lighting, but they would be snug lights, so that they would work off of as long as they work off the switch. Okay. And again, we put 6-panel doors in here. This again, we could resand it. Same thing in here. We could resand this. We want to eliminate that fan. And this room here already has 6-panel doors in it. We eliminate the fan that's in here. And if we go with 100% vinyl flooring throughout, the flooring here would still be good underneath if somebody wanted to take it up later on. But right now, that is the easiest floor to take care of. And if it's going to be used for rental property again, it's almost indestructible.
Right.
Now, as we go through these, I'm going to point out just some other things. We're not going to walk through every room again. But these old vents,
Yes.
we need to just buy new ones.
Gotcha.
Replace these, fix them. Okay? And this is made out of metal.
Gotcha.
So the stove is made out of metal. So the refrigerator is made out of metal. So what are we looking for now in a trade? Metal scrapper.
Okay. All right.
So metal scrapper will come in here and they'll take most of this out for really pretty cheap. Because
Yeah.
he's going to turn it into money when he takes it and scraps it. So we got all that.
Gotcha.
Baseboards are a little bit higher in here, so we've got all the way through that, through the bathroom, through the kitchen. So let's stop there and then we'll go, no, let's go this way first. This house has a build on the back that makes it a little bit more valuable than other houses.
Oh, nice.
So this room here has got these this, and I don't know, remember the scrapper?
Yeah, Steve.
That's metal.
Yeah.
But it could be that somebody would use this, maybe have a little sporting place where they have a baseball field that would need this. So you can put this on Facebook or on Craigslist and maybe sell it. The scrapper can make some money that way too.
Yeah.
So in this room, we do the flooring here.
Okay.
What about the lighting?
Change the fan and light.
Yeah, you change the fans, but you couldn't use a snug in here, but we could do some upgrade in the lighting.
Okay.
And you've got this strip here, which
Yeah.
has already got electricity in it, so you could really make this room kind of fantastic.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this has got what they call a, I can't remember what they call this. You see these in motels? So it's got, I believe it has heating and cooling, so this becomes more than just a 2 seasons room.
Yeah.
It could be possibly used year round, and that would be a big benefit.
Yeah. Huge.
Okay? So now let's stop.